This is a Golden Age comic book. Famous Stars #5. It's got Elizabeth Taylor photo cover when she was young. Got an ad for a new figure mold Hideawaist. They got a bunch of other articles in here. This is about Mario Lanza. I don't really know him before my time. It tells his life story. Apparently he's a singer and made some movies. Show here when he was young, his parents were poor, but they loved music and they liked the music of Caruso. Excuse me. Yeah, they're singing here. They always buy Caruso records even though they're poor. It says he likes baseball, also played sports. Grandpa thought it was a waste of time for him to take music lessons. It says he was popular in high school and got invited to all the parties to sing. Singing right there. He was good at all the sports: football, baseball, boxing, weightlifting. Here he's singing again. He decides to take a job as a truck driver to help out the family. His parents are disappointed. And one day he delivers a piano to a theater and he starts singing when he gets on stage. And the maestro overhears him singing. He comes out to meet him and offers him a job singing because he's so good. And he tries to put him, to give him lessons here, try to make him better and better. Star is Born. He goes into the military, sings there also. When he gets out, he gets a record deal with RCA, it says. Then he gets a famous voice coach here, helps him perfect his sound and stage presence. It says here, oh yeah, they get a job to go. He gets to audition to go to Hollywood here. That's some of his movies. He winds up playing Caruso in a movie, which is what his family like to listen to. So that's that story. Well, here's Elizabeth Taylor. It's funny, when this was written, she was only 18 years old and she got a divorce. It was like a big scandal, it says. Here she was young. She was only 6 years old. She grew up in England. Her mother was some kind of actress also, it says. So they decided to take her to Hollywood because the Hollywood people thought she'd make a good child actress. And they fly into Hollywood right here. She's welcome to Hollywood here. Taking pictures of her. She goes to the studio. Here she meets Roddy McDowall. He was young too, and some actor named Nigel Bruce, making a movie together. And here they go to their house in Hollywood. It's got a nice bedroom and bed for her to sleep in. And then they show all of her movies. All of her movies are hits from the beginning. Lassie, Comes Home, National Velvet. And she decides to write a book about her and her pet chipmunk named Nibbles. It's kind of weird. She writes this book and draws pictures for it. It becomes a bestseller. And then here it says when she's 16-year-old, she starts dating boys. Roddy McDowall is one of the first guys she goes out with. And it shows all these men who are interested in her: Montgomery Clift, William Polly Jr., Tom Breen, Vic Doman, Glenn Davis, Robert Stack, Arthur Lowe Jr. And then she meets this guy named Nicky Hilton, no relation to Paris Hilton's sister. I guess he may have been with it says he's a wealthy hotel heir, so maybe he's related to her. Yeah, I guess so. Even back then, they were doing crazy stuff. So he asked this 18-year-old girl to marry him. So here they get married. They go on the honeymoon, and Elizabeth Taylor's busy posing for pictures, going on publicity tours. So they wind up breaking up because she's too dedicated to her career for her husband. So that's the first of her many marriages that ended. I don't remember how many times she's been married. That's a little thing. They had a contest, and Betty Grable won for best figure in Hollywood. They had readers write in. This is a bunch of little gossip stuff here on this page, like the modern tabloids, Hollywood gossip. Betty Grable, Hollywood's common sense blonde. She started off as a singer, and she started doing a bunch of photos. Then she did some, it says rah-rah pictures. She always played a college girl. And then she went to Broadway, and because she got tired of the stupid acting parts in Hollywood. And she came back and got a contract after doing the Broadway play, making 5 times as much money. And she starts making some hit movies. And she gets married to this guy who is a band leader. Says there's her famous Betty Grable pinup photo she did for the troops during World War II. Well, here's her with her 2 daughters. Here's her with the 2 daughters and husband again. And she says she's happily married. She'd give up her acting career to save her marriage. That's it. And here's an ad for Romantic Marriage number 7. Some romance comic book. And they got a little behind the scenes article talking about all the different people in Hollywood. Makeup man, costume lady, cameraman, electrical grips, stunt man, prop man, and editor. George Brent. I guess he was a famous actor. It says Fighting Irishman. Apparently he was involved in some kind of Irish fight for freedom against England in 1920. He's this little boy. He was a courier. He's running out around here. The English are shooting at him. All these bullets are flying past him. He becomes like a big shot in the movement. When he gets older, he decides he's a wanted man because the English want him dead. Price on his head, so he gets aboard this ship to America. He tells the captain who he is, so he lets him go with him. Then when he gets to Hollywood, he starts acting. He used to act back in Ireland. Clark Gable's his first actor he meets, and they do a play together. It says he wouldn't take any crap from Hollywood directors here. He told them what was what. It says he's made over 40 movies. They call him the Fighting Irishman. I'm gonna have to look up some of these actors on YouTube. I don't know many of these. I'm kind of curious after reading this. There's a couple of funny comic strips. And this last one, Esther Williams, Springboard for Millions. She's another actress. She started off as a swimmer, it says. She owned all of her own businesses. She's a very smart businesswoman, according to this comic book. It shows here when she was little, she liked to swim a lot, and when she grew up, she was planning on going into the Olympic team, Americans, but then World War II started, the Olympics got canceled, and she got a job modeling. She got a call from Hollywood, but she thought it was stupid. Then the guy showed up to meet her, so she knew it was serious. She doesn't really want to act, doesn't know how to act, dance, or sing. But they convinced her to go to Hollywood. She does a screen test, and they hire her. This is most of her movies are light and transitory. Like, she wasn't known for being a great actress. So she made, in 9.5 years, she made 16 movies. Only one picture grossed less than $500,000, which was a lot more back then. That's her kid here. She got married to didn't say what he did. And she decides that she wants to go into business. So she bought a gas station first and had like a big Hollywood premiere for the opening of her gas station. And then they bought a restaurant that was successful. Then she bought a machine shop to manufacture parts for the war. And here she started a home business, a community. So she wanted it only for middle class people, so all the homes were priced for middle class people to afford. And she was named honorary mayor of it's called 29 Palms. That's what it's called. I'm sorry, California. And it goes on to say that they had a couple kids here, and so she's a real smart woman, Esther Williams. Then they have an ad for, it's a spine roll here. Discover new shampoo, curls and waves. Then an ad for gorgeous dresses, only 1 cent. Lose up to 40 pounds. Ears look smaller. What? It's a different ad. Funny. An ad on the back. 29 cents from your favorite snapshot, photograph, or negative. Silk finish enlargement. Ivory gold tooth frame. That's pretty cool. Famous stars. Elizabeth Taylor when she was young. That's it.